Hello and welcome to another Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to be taking a look at time remapping. But going a bit beyond that, we're actually going to be taking a look at time remapping not only to reverse clips but also as a way of controlling text and text animation, which will become more obvious as we go along. For the sake of this tutorial I'm just going to turn off audio skimming so I don't hear any sound whilst I skim over the clips. You can see at the end of my Minecraft commercial we've got a clip dollying out quite smoothly and quite slowly. Now the way we shot this is we actually had the camera travelling towards him so that we could do it with a bit more control rather than trying to walk backwards, and we also did it a bit faster. So we want to, if we go into the time remapping tools, which is right here, we can tell it to conform speed. That's just going to bring it back to normal speed. You can see it's now at 100% speed shown because it's got a green bar, and if we play through you can see that it's now going inwards and a bit faster. Now if you're thinking it still looks quite smooth, we do have some stabilization already applied to it, so make sure you check out my tutorial on stabilization to find out how we make it really smooth. So if we go back over to our time remapping tools, you can see we've got a few options. We can slow it down 50%, we can speed it up 50%, and we've also got the option to reverse the clip. Now if we do that first, you can see now it's got some backward arrows telling us that it's in reverse, and we've also now got our handle still, which allows us to drag out the clip, which will turn it orange. This lets us know that it's now being slowed down, or we could shorten it and you can see it's now telling us that it's reverse and fast, and if we play it now the camera's going to be tracking out and going really quickly. But for the sake of this video we want to slow it down, so if we drag it all the way out, well, I want to keep on slowing it down till about here. Looks good. Now we give this a playback. And you can see that's looking much nicer. Now one of the things that obviously did do was throw off the text, which you can just realign by dragging and moving it as long as you're in the select tool. I'm just going to go ahead and undo all of this just to take us back to what we had to begin with. Now one of the other hidden things in Final Cut Pro 10 is that there is actually a built-in what's called an optical flow. If we go into our time remapping tools again, make sure we've got our actual clip selected, you can see that we've got video quality, frame blending and optical flow. Now optical flow is a very advanced technology that basically scans each and every frame and then calculates the in-between frames. Because if you think that PAL TV, which is the default for my region, is 25 frames a second, if you slow that down, that's going to be very stuttery, and you really need to rebuild all 25 frames to get the fluid motion. The slowest frame rate that you can have and still convince the human eye that its motion is 24 frames a second. That's one of the reasons why cinema is traditionally 24 frames a second, because it was cheaper. It was the cheapest frame rate they could do. So optical flow will go in and add in the extra frames. Instead of just having one frame, say, every second, it's going to add in 25 frames a second based on each actual frame. And we've also got frame blending, and that basically just merges each frame to give the impression or the illusion that it's got frames in between. It doesn't give you as good results as optical flow. Now I would choose it right now, but I'm just going to let you know that it's here because it does take a while to render, but it does render in the background, which is important. Now the other really quick thing that I wanted to mention in this tutorial was using time remapping to adjust text. Now if we just go to the end of the timeline and load up our text browser, you can see that we've got a keynote of text. If we just drag this out to the end, we play this back, you can see that at set intervals information is coming in one by one. However, What if you don't want the text to come in just like that, one after the other? What if you want to change when the text comes in? Some of the titles don't give you the control to decide when the titles come in. Now, it's really easy to use time remapping to control this. Now, you'll notice that if you just tried extending the clip, all it's going to do is slow it down, but you still don't get individual control as to when each one comes in. So a really quick tip is to right click and turn it into a compound clip. And then, if we go after the first one comes in and press I, and if we scrub over to before the second one starts coming in, so about here, so now we've set an in and an out point on this clip. Now if we go into time remapping and choose slow, just choose 50% for now, you can see that between this in point and this out point, nothing happens. And we are now free to drag this nothing happensness area around so that the first one's going to come in and then it's just going to pause. And it's not going to do anything until this time is up. And you'll see that. And now it returns to normal speed. And obviously you can set more ins and out points in. If we wait for, we're going to play it, that clips in, press I. Just before the second one comes in, use the back arrow key and press O. And so now we can set that to 50%. And basically now, these handles, I suppose, act as our keyframes about when the next clip comes in. So if you've got a piece of video that this title is over, we can say that someone starts talking here, so then information, someone starts talking here, so information 2 comes in. We're then going to stop it, and let's say he doesn't start talking till here, this point here, we can press M for this to make this point. We can just grab that handle and move it over to where we've made that point. But obviously the markers actually move with the time remapping, but it will give us a rough point to aim for. So now you can see how you can actually use time remapping as a really quick and easy way to manipulate titles, which is really cool. So hopefully you like this. That was one of the tricks I used to control the titles in my Minecraft project. You can see that the titles come in exactly when I want them to. You can see they're all compound clipped, and if we actually wanted to change the title again, we can just double click on the compound clip and that opens it up in its own storyline, and we can now change this title as we would do with any other title. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was useful. This was sort of a double barrel tutorial at lightning pace for your delicate ears. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon with some brand new tutorials. And if you haven't seen it already, be sure to check out my Minecraft comedy advert short viral thing, and please share it with as many friends as you can. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.